Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I hope you're all really well. Today I have a very exciting makeup series that I want to introduce to you guys, and it is called Crepe Creations. And if you're not from the UK or into shoes, crepe is another name for sneaker slash trainer. So my whole idea behind this was using colorways, silhouettes, textures, patterns, shapes, even like aglets, is that what these things are called? Taking inspiration from a trainer basically, which I've been into for so long. This look in particular is my first crepe creation, and it is inspired by the SK Air collaborations with Skepta. They are Air Max 97s. The launch of this trainer got me so gassed, and I haven't been excited for a shoe launch in a very long time. I just think it's so beautiful. I just want to disclaim now that although I thought of this as like a little light bulb idea, I'm not the first person to have done this. I'm not the first person to have taken inspiration from shoes, from fashion, from trainers. I will leave loads of people down below who have done this before, and if you want to go check them out, they've all got really cool looks. There's room for all of us to find inspiration from shoes, from art, from fashion, from food, from anything we want. It's just a source of inspiration. It's just like that trend of people finding inspiration from album artwork cover. Do you guys remember that? I'll insert like some here. And the most beautiful part of it is that so many people around the world could do that, could find inspiration from what they love, music, and take that artwork and translate it onto their eyes, onto their face. And that's truly what I've tried to do with my trainers. Yeah, so all it is a source of inspiration, and I just want to show you guys my methods, my thought processes, and how I pick out little bits and how I can create a look. If you guys do any looks inspired by the looks I do, inspired by the shoes I use, inspired by your own shoes, please tag Crepe Creations if you want, so I can see them, and I would love to see what you guys come up with. So I really hope you enjoy my first crepe creation. I've also got the SK t-shirt on, you know. But yeah, that's enough talking. Check my description bar for any details and any further information, and enjoy the look. So I'm going to prime my lids using the MAC Select Cover Up Concealer in NC30 and the Tarte Shape Tape in medium. And my eyelids are actually a little bit dry at the moment. I think it's because of the changing weather. And I'm using quite a thick base for my eyeshadow because we're going to be using very bright colours and a lot of shadow, so I want everything to really stand out. But we're going to go quite light-ish or glowy-ish with the base, so that'll balance things out a bit. Now I'm just going to set this using a bone matte white eyeshadow. You could use your face powder as well, just any light powder will do. So I'm just taking this shade here from the Viseart Orange Violet blush palette. You can use whatever shadows or blushes work for you, whatever you have in your arsenal. When I did this look, I didn't really know where I was going. I literally put all of my eyeshadow palettes out open on my living room floor and just sat down and was like, okay, what can we do here? Then I'm going to take this red shade here and I'm going to deepen my crease. So I place my brush in my crease where I want the most colour, and then once the product's deposited, I just slowly and lightly bring my brush up, and then I always like to go over it with a clean brush. So now I'm taking MAC's Basic Red Pigment, and I'm just going to apply a tiny bit on my brush and buff that in my crease. This is quite an intimidating product to use because it's just like pure matte red, but I find with a lot of shadows that they blend out to be pink. So I like to add the red back in, but you've really got to use it sparingly and just build it up. And the red hues mostly come from this. I just love it. And at every stage I really like to buff the shadow out. To make my eyeshadow a bit more maroon rather than pinky red, I'm going to take this shade called Muse from the Limecrime Venus 1 palette. And I'm just concentrating this in the crease. On a MAC 221 brush, I'm going to take the shade Chad from the Saharan palette by Juvias Place. And I'm just going to slightly intensify my inner and outer corners. I found myself in a period of really lacking inspiration, really lacking motivation to step outside the box of makeup, and I found this really helped. I found myself doing what I used to do, where I'd go to bed thinking of makeup that I'd want to do the next day, and that's so exciting to me. And I'm still going to carry on doing all my other makeup, I just want this to be part of the bigger picture, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. And then what I did is I took my Inglot 77 gel liner and I intensified the inner and outer corners a bit more precisely because I wanted it to be pitch black. So I just patted it on there, and what I hope for this project is for you to not only be inspired by the look, the eyeshadow, whatever, is to be inspired by stuff around you, stuff which you have on your feet, stuff that you wear on your back. Like, I want it to be open to everyone and free and fluid. I'm now just patting some black over that liner to help blend it out. And what I wanted with this look is for me to be able to look forward and for you to see black in the crease. So I kept looking forward and made sure you could see a little bit of black peeking through. I'd love to hear what your most worn trainers are, what you love wearing the most and why. Also, when I did the black, I wanted it to be narrower in the centre of my lid and then go up. So when I put my concealer and my lid shade on, it's almost like a triangle, like So now I'm going to carve my crease out using the same matte concealer and an M508 brush from Morphe. If you make it a bit too wide, closer to the lash line, don't worry about it. You can just go in with more black at the end. So for my lid shade, I wanted to really capture the shift. I'm not sure if you'll be able to pick it up on camera, but there's a green to red shift on this part of the shoe, and that's what I was trying to go for. So I wanted a greeny gold, and I actually mixed two shades. I mixed this shade from the Urban Decay Basquiat collection, and I mixed it with this shade here from the Magic palette by Juvia's Place. However, me being me, I didn't actually realise I had a pretty much dead on shade, which is Huda from the Saharan palette, which I originally used. So I'm just taking this on a flat brush and packing it on. Now the lid shade is on, I'm just taking a bit more of the gel eyeliner and blurring the lines because I don't want it too harsh. I want it to look semi-blended between these two shades. And I'm going to go back in with a bit more black and just tap over any bits that have lost their intensity. Now onto my face. So I'm going to mix the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturiser in Golden Radiance, and this is the illuminating version, and some of the Ordinary Coverage Foundation in 2.1Y. That much of the coverage, and about that much of the tinted moisturiser. Also, sorry about all my flyaways. I've currently got the biggest bun in the world on my head. And I'm just going to buff this in all over my face. I think my love for trainers actually comes from my big brother. He's quite a lot older than me. He's 29. I've grown up with a lot of influence from him in terms of the way he dressed. Like, he was proper, like, sorry if you're watching this by the way, he's proper like road and like he's always been into his caps, trainers, tracksuits, and I grew up thinking that was really cool. Like, say what you want about siblings, but I did think his style was cool. That's where a lot of my love from it comes from. And Callum, my boyfriend, is really into trainers as well, and it's all sort of married together really nicely. I'm just going to use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I used to wear trainers with my school uniform. Gosh, so I'd be wearing a skirt because our school, literally, you could only really wear skirts or straight leg, wide trumpet trousers. So the only real option was a skirt, and I tried doing the brogue, cute, you know, fashionable brogue thing. Asian parents out there, I can't be the only one whose mum wanted long-lasting supporting shoes. Like, there was no flimsy pumps. My mum wasn't having any of that. It was always like Clarks, like leather big shoes with like 300 straps, and I wasn't really into that either. Sorry mum. So I ended up just wearing a pair of trainers with my uniform, and I remember being told off for it, but I really didn't care. Like, trainers has always been something that I've been into. I'm now just going to set my face using the RCMA No Colour Powder. So for bronzer, I'm going to use the Ciate bronzer in Palm Island. I'm going to just hop back to my eyes and finish them off. So I'm going to tightline and waterline my eyes using my favourite Barry M waterproof eyekohl. And I really like to work it into my lash line. For this, you're going to need 2 pencil brushes and your original transition shade brush. So with the smallest pencil brush, I'm going to take Muse and just buff this black line out. With the bigger pencil brush, I'm just going to soften the lines. And with whatever's left on my transition brush, I just sort of dust whatever's left right underneath. I almost forgot to add this part, which I can't believe I was about to do. Do you remember I was telling you about the shift of the shoe? How it's sort of green and red? This eyeshadow from Topshop encapsulates everything about that shift. This is the Topshop eyeshadow in Shuffle the Cards, and can you see it shifting from red to green? It's literally, I don't want to swear at you guys, but it's literally so perfect for this look. And basically I'm just going to apply a glitter glue to my lid. This is the Violet Voss one, and then I'm going to take this shade and press it over my lid. And because it's sort of like a pressed glitter in a sense, it's not going to be fully opaque and cover that lid shade, but it's going to add back that red tint to it. For blush, I'm just going to take this peachy shade here and just lightly apply it to my cheeks. And for highlight, I'm going to use the Kiko 01 Gold in Progress highlighter. This is from their new fall collection and it's stunning. And I'm going to take this on my Morphe M524 brush. And I used to use this for nose contouring, but I've been really liking it for highlighter because I can place it where I want it and then use the flat surface to like buff it out and diffuse it. So I place it on my cheek. And then with the other side, just buff it out. For the look, I also penciled in my beauty marks again. I love doing this. It just makes my foundation and everything look more natural. And I also added some to any blemishes I have. Just love adding them. And then once you add them, it's really important to like go over them once with your beauty blender, just to take away that starkness and make it look like you've got real beauty marks with a layer of foundation over them, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to curl my lashes and apply some mascara and I will be done. I'm using my usual combo of Maybelline Lash Sensational, and I'm going to add a little bit of the Big Shot mascara because it's a little bit dry. However, if you want to wear false lashes, if you want to just wear mascara, whatever you like, whatever you feel comfortable with. When I did my look, I wanted to add some gold for the sole, and I'm going to add that to my inner corners. And I'm just going to take this shade here on its own and apply it to my inner corners and drag it down a little bit just to give it that pop. Last but certainly not least, I wanted to do lips, and I'm going for quite a dark lip, and I know the eyes are quite heavy, so if you wanted to recreate this, 100% go with a nude if you think that looks better. For the purpose of doing something closest to the shoe, because it is quite a dark colorway and because this is so maroony, I just thought a maroon would look best. And I'm going to use a brown lip liner. For the look I actually used MAC's Chestnut, I can't find that, so I'm going to use Barry M So Chic lip liner. This is from their lip kit. And Barry M lip liners are like my favourite affordable lip liner formula. They're hard enough so I can get a precise line, but they're soft enough where pigment comes off. And then I'm going to fill in with the Huda Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade Vixen, and this shade is stunning. It's going to be like an autumnal fave. So this is my finished crepe creation, inspired by the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful SK Airs. Yeah, I love Air Max 97s, they're beautiful. Mine probably aren't as clean anymore because I have worn them a few times, but it's one of the first trainer launches I've been excited for in a very, very, very long time, and I'm so, so happy I got hold of a pair. What do you guys think? A little bit dramatic, but definitely feel free to pair it with a nude lip. That's the only way I can show you. But I personally would never think to combine red, black and green until I saw this shoe. Thank you so, so much for watching, and thank you for all of the love and support that you guys show me. I am unbelievably grateful for it. Lots and lots of love and positive vibes your way.